Welcome to the Chapter 1 podcast, your inside look at the people powering Charlotte's business scene. Real entrepreneurs, real stories right here in the Queen City. Today we have Maegan Hill with Carolina Clean Linen and Laundry. Carolina, we're excited to, sorry, I called you Carolina. Maegan, we're excited to have you on the show. Let's start at Chapter 1. When did you make your way here to Charlotte?
Last April. So Easter was a year for us. We traveled for my husband's job and got the call to come. It was supposed to be very short term. We had to pack everything in 3 days to be here for 3 months, and lived in a motel for 6 weeks out of that 3 months. And then as of like November, December, it was supposed to be 7 to 10 years. So we're going to be here for a while.
Wow. Okay, so where was it before that? Let's rewind to like where were you born and raised, and what was growing up life like?
So I was born and raised in Texas. All of my life, home, small town, small family, everything. My family has always traveled for work. They've always been pipeliners I became a pipeliner in 2015.
Wow.
So traveling, we were Georgia. We've been everywhere, but we were up in Pennsylvania, and I met my husband there in 2017. We got married in 2018. He's from Mississippi, born and raised. So we traveled around from 2018 to about 2021 and finally settled down in Mississippi, got a rent house, just around his family and everything. We started building a house in 23, finished it in 24, finished like the inside, finishing it all out in March of 2025, and we got the call in April to come here.
Wow. All right. So tell me about how it went from pipelining to I got married, and now you own a laundry company. I'm still curious about how that works and what that is. So tell me how you got to that point. What led you to do that?
Yeah, so we've always traveled for work. And so I quit working shortly after we got married, and we just kind of went wherever my husband worked. And it became a point of trying to feel like I had a purpose, because I went from like making an income to just sitting at the house or the camper doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I became kind of intentional about praying over my husband's laundry, just being grateful that, whether it was FR pants and shirts that he had to wear to keep him safe from fire, welding, whatever, just praying over, just being grateful that he had these clothes, whether they were muddy as all get out, just being grateful for it. So when we got here, back to doing nothing. I had a little part-time job, but it wasn't much. And so I started working for 2 laundry companies, one a little app, one someone else. And I just loved what I did. I loved serving the community and blessing the community and all the things. And you're not going to believe me, but I didn't start my company until this February.
Wow.
I wanted to take it off on my own. I intentionally pray over people's laundry, and I wasn't comfortable doing it for another company that kind of didn't see the ins and outs of what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the idea come to me in November and December when we got the word that it would be a long-term job, and it kind of took off from there. I officially started February 1st. I had 1 client for all of February.
Mm-hmm.
I quit my full-time job March 1st just because I wasn't sure that I could do this at the same time as
Sure, you want to sell out.
focusing, and it took off. My first in-home client, because I do people's laundry in their homes too, my first in-home client was March 12th, and as of April 1st, I was completely booked of my schedule.
Wow. Well, praise God for that. That's super awesome. Explain a little bit. You mentioned you go in and do some laundry sometimes. What is it that you offer? Like, what is it that you're doing?
Yeah, so I started as pickup and delivery laundry. That's strictly the only purpose I had plans of doing. And through some amazing networking groups I was in, they were like, I just want you to come fold and put away my laundry. And I was like, I can do that. I have the time. I quit my job. Like, I can easily do that. So I posted about it like one time on Facebook, and it kind of took off. I have probably 6 clients that I go in their home weekly or bi-weekly, just fold and put away their laundry. I've got 2 of them I go in and full like wash, dry, fold, put away the whole like reset. I have some med spas that I partner with doing pickup and delivery, turning around their linens. And then because of all of that, I had to present at a networking meeting, and I brought samples of detergent just because I'm extra and I wanted to share with everybody what I made. And now I sell my non-toxic laundry detergent and a couple extra laundry additives at farmers markets on the weekends.
That's wild. So I mean, I get the concept of like doing laundry. There are probably people that can do it worse and better, but most people grasp that. But in creating your own detergent, that's like another how does it just, I know how to do laundry well, and therefore I know how to make detergent. I feel like, draw me that line. How did that work?
I've always kind of made it on my own, whether it was just using like a mixture that I've like a non-toxic packet that I bought, and I've just kind of like perfected it over the years, and it just kind of took off from there. So many people wanted it, and I was like, okay, I guess this is what I'm doing now.
Wow. Well, this is cool because you're kind of in that infancy, the young phase of things. So here in the kind of the beginning stages, what have you been doing to market yourself, not just for the laundry, but also for the detergent now?
Yeah, so for the laundry, it's been a lot of social media, a lot of word of mouth. A lot of my once I service one client, they're like, "You're changing my life," and I was like, "Well,
Wow.
that's kind of not what I was trying to do. I just come in the home and pray for the home and the family while I fold their clothes. I'm just there serving and blessing." But a lot of my clients come from word of mouth, just telling their friends, their family about how life changing it is. A lot of my pickup and delivery service, my med spa clients, they come from Google. I'm not big on Google right now. I'm just have a few reviews, and somehow when they Google laundry services, it comes up to me. And then my detergent, setting up at farmers markets, I found a few of them, and I just set up weekly, and now it's like return clients just keep coming back, like, hey, I used that once, or someone that uses the linens at the med spa, or like, these are the softest sheets I've ever felt. How do you go about that? So it's crazy.
Wow. So something I typically ask this question where I say, oh, okay, other people doing what you're doing. How do you separate yourself? But maybe a better question would be, is there anybody else doing what you're doing?
I've seen probably since like last November, December, I've seen one or two people that are folding laundry, but they're more like maids or cleaning services that come in and do the full reset. I don't know that there's anybody that does that, but the whole intention of me starting it was when I do pickup and delivery, I pray over the clients, laundry, linens, whatever, and I have a full on concert in my car. And so then that kind of, I felt like God took me from, I don't just want you to pray over their laundry, I want you to pray over them. So then it became, I was in their homes praying over their families and their kids and their clothes and everything. And then I literally felt God say that that's not enough. Like, you're not reaching those that aren't seeking you.
Mhm.
So that's where I feel like the farmers markets came in, as I was just trying to reach a few more in prayer and joy. I'm a very joyful person.
That's awesome. Well, it seems like it's really led you to a very specific spot in at least your professional career.
Yeah.
So tell me about like the overall process. You say you're a very joyful person. What is it that gives you the most joy? What's the thing that you love most about what you get to do?
Just seeing the blessing in others. When I go in, and a lot of my clients right now want me to come in and organize as I'm putting it all away, and they're like, these systems are changing my life. I mean, I do it all to serve people, but I do it because of the joy that they get from it. Like, that's the whole purpose in everything I do, is just to make others happy and feel loved.
Wow. So I expect that, having done this a while, whether it be the actual doing laundry or creating the detergent, what are some expertise that you've gained over that time doing that you feel like most people don't know? What are tips and tricks of the trade?
Okay, so for those with pets, pet hair, pet dander on anything, there's a trick to there. I have a magical spray bottle. It's like 1 part conditioner to like 2 parts water. You spray it on the socks, the black clothes, anything, and the hair just falls off in the washer, and in the dryer. You can also throw it in the dryer first, but pet hair eliminated with conditioner and water. Second, the magic ingredient to my detergent is a plant-based enzyme that helps break down stains, bacteria, odor at the protein source. So you don't need all the crazy scent things that you add that are terribly toxic to your body and your home. You don't need those. You just need something to break down what's on your clothes and help it ultimately work better.
Wow, man, this is so fascinating. It's just not really anything I've heard. If you were talking to somebody who hadn't taken the leap, because it sounds like this is a very recent thing for you, but it sounds like you've had to do a lot of learning very quickly, as far as just the growth you've experienced. What kind of advice would you give that person that hasn't stepped out into any kind of entrepreneurship, doing their own thing, things that you may have learned over the last several months?
Definitely seek guidance and advice from those that are in the field, in the realm, in anything. I didn't know that networking could help me at all. Like, I don't know. I don't know, but it's changed my life and the people that are pouring into me. The just teaching about systems and advice on finances, anything, it's all come from people I've met networking and just being in the space with other business owners.
Well, what does that process look like when somebody does find interest in what you're doing? Do they just say, "Hey, this is my address. See you later"? Like, walk me through what the process looks like for you and some of your clients.
Yeah, so for the pickup and delivery, they can book on my website, they can book through Google, or they can shoot me a text, whatever's easiest for them. But basically, they will choose whether they want same day or next day, because I do offer a same day service. It's just a little bit higher per pound. And then they shoot me their address. I'll kind of text them like, "Hey, what or do you have a special detergent that you want to use? Is there anything, letting them know about my detergent, all those things." But they get to choose if they want a certain anything and then what day they want it. I go pick it up, bring it home, turn it all over, send it right back. I'll drop it off all packaged up in a clear trash bag with a little bow and a sticker on top. But that's
Wow.
it for the pickup and delivery. For the in-home clients, it's a little tricky right now to fit that into my schedule. I'm probably fixing to have to hire soon, but that's a new avenue I'm having to step into. But
Mhm.
they just reach out to me and let me know kind of what they're expecting. You don't have to send me a picture of what you've got going on. I'll come in just ready to tackle it. I'll designate the certain amount of hours that I think it'll take and just kind of go from there.
Wow. So it sounds like your clients are getting a lot of different things out of this experience. I mean, there's obviously there's the spiritual aspect of just having somebody in there actually praying for them, but then also the time saving of we're having somebody that knows what they're doing and this probably can handle my property, my clothing with a lot of care. But then also the element of you're bringing a good alternative to their cleaning, their detergent options. What do you think is the biggest thing that you're accomplishing for your clients?
The time saving and just the blessing
Yeah.
that they're getting out of it. Everyone has washers and dryers. Everyone does laundry, but ultimately, if I come in just to wash and dry your clothes, it takes 2 hours. So just that 2 hours that you're gaining back in having me come in and take care of it for you, it's life changing to so many people.
Wow. So when did you say you moved to Charlotte?
April of last year.
April of last year. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your experience here with Charlotte. What are some of your favorite elements of Charlotte?
Ooh, so we lived in Cornelius for a little bit at the Red Roof Inn.
That
And
still counts as Charlotte. We're just gonna count. We count the surrounding area, so you're okay.
Okay, so that was fun. We stayed there for like 6 weeks. Got to walk around and like kind of meet the neighborhood around it. That was pretty neat. And then we found a rent house in Mooresville. We're off Brawley School Road. We're close to the lake. It's a little quieter. It's kind of nice out there.
Yeah.
But there's animals run through the backyard, deer, birds, everything. It's pretty peaceful.
So when you started your own thing, was there anything that surprised you about how simple it was, or maybe how difficult it was to go from like, I actually don't have an actual thing that I call my company, into I own a company now and I'm actually working for other people? Was that process easier or harder than you thought it would be?
I made it harder on myself. I was really, I wouldn't start until I had the name. And then I wouldn't start until I had the LLC. And I wouldn't start until, like, there were so many things that I would hold back on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a one-to-one with someone that I think she owned a cleaning company. And she said, what's stopping you? You are the one that does the laundry. You have a washer and dryer. You know how to, like, what is stopping you?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. I went home that day. I filed for the LLC. I did everything that day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was life-changing.
Wow. So if somebody did want to get in contact with you, they're watching and saying, "Man, that sounds so great. I would love to either use your services or get in contact with you." How would they go about doing that? Where could they find you?
Yeah, so we're on Facebook, Instagram. I post silly little TikToks of me folding clothes all the time. All of those are under Carolina Clean Linen and Laundry. You can shoot me an email at carolinacleanlaundry@gmail.com, or you can shoot me a text or call at 662-617-9911.
Awesome. Well, Maegan, thank you so much for being on the show. This is Maegan Hill with Carolina Clean Linen and Laundry. And like always, we are the Chapter 1 podcast.